Hello, it is time for Mission 17. Now, I want to show you all of the things that we have learned as word detectives. We, as word detectives, always notice a problem and stop to solve it. We can look for unusual words like we learned yesterday. We can check the word wall for some unusual words. We can look for parts that we know, but we know all of these strategies to help us solve tricky words. We look closely from start to end. We think about what makes sense, or if it reminds us of another word that we know. We watch out for vowel teams. We pay attention to the beginning of the word and an end of a word. You have so many strategies to help you solve words now. And we have Mission 17 ready for us from Mr. Bookman. So it is time for us to figure out what we are doing. One of the last things, we're going to figure out what we are doing today. So let's listen for Mr. Bookman.
And in order to do so, Floyd flung a bucket of paint at it. And wouldn't you know it, the bucket of paint got stuck. Then Floyd... Oh, hello! Welcome back, kids. I was just reading Stuck by Oliver Jeffers. What do we have here? Smells like Mission 17. All right. It's all about, you gotta get that first corner. Oh, there it is. Oh, and then the little, ha-ha. We are cooking with gas. Mission 17. I want to remind you that after readers have read once to fix up the tricky words, they can reread to make their reading sound smooth. You see, you read it, you fix it, then you read it again. Now, you read it, you fix it, then you read it again. Ooh. Yeah, do you hear that, kids? I do, that's right. Huh? What's that you say? Ooh-wee. You read it, you fix it, then you read it again. Come on, you read it, you fix it, then you read it again. Oh yeah, jazz hands, kids. You read it, you fix it, then you read it again. I said, you what? Uh-huh. The what and the woo? I said, you read it, you fix it, then you read it again. Then you put it all back together again. Ooh-wee. Your teacher will show you how it's done. You read, you fix it, then you read it again. Read it, fix it, then you read it again.
I love what Mr. Bookman said about reading and fixing and reading again. He told me that we need to go to a special page, and we are going to go to page number 8. And he said that there's a tricky word on here that we might get stumped at. And he wanted to remind us that when we get stumped at a word, we read it, we fix it, we read it again. So I am going to show you how we do that. And I'm going to show you where my tricky word is. When I stop, that means I'm not quite sure what that word is. Michael went... Oh, that has a lot of letters in it. Okay. Michael went... I don't know what that word is. So I'm going to use some of my strategies, and I want you to listen to Miss Strohmeyer about how she solves this word. Because we read it, we fix it, and then we're going to read it again. So I see this tricky word. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a part that I know. Is there a part that I know? Oh, I see. What is that little tiny part right there? Yes, that part is in. So I know that this part says in. So now I just have to solve this last part. S, I, d, insid. Ooh, I don't think that makes sense. Insid. So I tried sounding out my vowels. I looked for parts that I know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try this sound another way. I know that I says I or I. I know in, so side. Oh, I think this is inside. Inside. Let's go back and let's read it again and see if it makes sense. Michael went inside to get dressed. Yeah, thumbs up. I think that works. Did you notice how Miss Strohmeyer looked for parts that she knows? She sounded the parts out. She put it back together. She tried the vowel sound 2 different ways. You can do that as well when you solve, but remember, we read it, we fix it, then we read it again. Michael went inside to get dressed. I can't find my socks, he said. Where are my socks? My socks are not red. Let's go to the next page. Michael ran outside after. Michael ran outside after. I'm going to do a slow check and see if after makes sense. All right, so I don't see a ft. Michael ran outside after. So I don't think that after works here. Did you hear how Ms. Strohmeyer did a slow check to see if that was the right word? And it wasn't. So when we did a slow check to check it and it wasn't right, we need to use another strategy to help us. We need to figure out what we can do to solve this word. So I am going to look at all of my strategies, and I am going to try to sound it out. So in, again. I don't think that makes sense. I don't think I can use that to solve my word. I don't think that I can sound it out. I'm going to think about what makes sense here. Michael ran outside. I know that that's what it starts with, an Now I'm going to look back at my other pages. He ran outside a couple times. So I'm wondering, does he run outside after? Does he run outside another time? What does he do? Michael ran outside. I'm going to try to think about what would make sense here. And I don't know that that's helping me. Michael ran outside. I don't know. So I'm going to use my last strategy out. Because remember, sometimes as a word detective, you have to use multiple strategies. You have to do something more than one time. So I'm going to try breaking it into parts. So ag. Michael ran outside. Again. Oh my goodness. As I'm saying it faster, I can start hearing the parts. Again. I think that this says Michael ran outside again. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a slow check and see if that makes sense and see if that matches. Again. I think it does. Michael ran outside again. So Ms. Strohmeyer read it, she fixed it, and then she read it again. Word detectives, as you read today, that's exactly what you need to do. If you come to a problem, you have to stop and fix it, but then you go back and smooth out your voice and read it again to make sure it makes sense and to make sure that you can understand what you're reading. So you read it, you fix it, and you read it again. You read it, you fix it, and you read it again. So you need to use everything you know about being a word detective to solve the problems today in your book. And you're going to always go back to smooth your reading out. Go back to smooth your reading out. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be our last mission. Tomorrow is going to be mission number 18, and that's our last one. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Make sure you go read for 20 minutes. Read your online books or your paper books, and then spend 20 minutes on Lexia. And I will see you tomorrow for mission number 18. Bye, friends.